Yeah. You want to count us out?
Take it off.
All right, everybody. I'm Matt Glancer. This is Brian Glancer, and we are the Glancers from Daegu, South Korea. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
We had only just got home last month, America. We didn't roam. Thinking of those we left alone, but really they weren't on their own. There was one in old Busan, but she moved on before too long. 2 years gone, 2 years gone, but really all three have moved on. Where you going? Where you been? What's it to ya? Who you seeing? Well, if I didn't know much more, seems like you've been here before. Where you going? Where you been? What's it to ya? Who you seeing? Well, if I didn't know much more, seems like you've been here before. Friends of friends, well, my friend, is there any way to have it end? If you got the time to spend, I'll tell you someone else in common. We lived in the same city, a pretty girl from the Derby. We treated her worse, see, the last not the first as we believe. Where you going? Where you been? What's it to ya? Who you seeing? Well, if I didn't know much more, seems like you've been here before. Where you going? Where you been? What's it to ya?
I'm just asking.
Well, if I didn't know much more, seems like you've been here before. Where you going?
Where you going?
Where you been?
Where you been?
What's it to ya?
What's it to ya?
I'm just asking. Well, if I didn't know much more, seems like you've been here before. That song was called Everything in Flux. It's about a conversation Matt and I had when we realized we had both made out with the same three women and had never talked about it to each other.
Wait, did you punch each other?
So,
Make it now!
Wait till the end
Full
of the show.
circle.
as may have been mentioned, we are on a world tour. Our first show was in Daegu, South Korea, March 22nd, 2013. And this is our second show. We're in Ottawa, Canada.
It takes a long time to get from point A to point B.
Irene's Blues Pub.
Did you play Boston?
This is from D.A. Johnson.
I thought you played Boston.
Okay, what's that?
We're doing Jack Layton.
Jack Lane. Okay, this is a song about a time where two of my friends visited South Korea from Ottawa, and they are both NDP staffers. And it happened to be the 1-year anniversary of Jack Layton's death, and
Rest
they were
in
talking
peace.
about Jack Layton. Brian, being an American,
Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry.
sorry,
I've been practicing all day.
It's okay.
did not know who Jack Layton was, and became instantly fascinated by him.
Socialist.
Side note to this story, my friends and Brian have both been in Mongolia about a month earlier. So this song is about traveling to Mongolia and missing your good friend Jack Layton.
As one does.
CFCG. Wait, no.
No lyrics, yeah.
CFG.
Side note, this is their banger. If they remember how to play
Since
it.
we're at Robot House, I'm assuming everyone is used to unrehearsed sets by robots everywhere.
Train wreck.
Trash talking after
Train
praise.
wreck.
I love it.
Okay, we got it.
Come this far to not get sober.
Okay, Okay, this song is called, what's the name of the song?
Going East.
Going East, sort of.
Took a trip around the world to Mongolia. Crossing borders, getting drunk in border towns with border girls. It was great. We had lots of good food and shit. But the whole time we missed our good friend, and his name was Jack Layden. Jack Layden. Jack Layden. You and Genghis Khan are taking off. Those Canucks reading books, but not the good books. Just taking looks at good books. And our friend Jack, he left us in Toronto, and we always want to remember him. So at his funeral, we sang this song.
This is the part I need to practice with. First chord.
And it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the middle, the baffled king composing hallelujah. 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 Jack Layden. Jack Layden. Jack Layden.
We'll miss you.
Jack Layden. Jack Layden. Jack Layden. You and Genghis Khan are taking off into the sunset, headed east, even though that's not the usual direction you head when you're going into the sunset. I'm just trying to comment on how we address the other in the context of Orientalism.
I just think they're missing half the story.
What's half that story?
That you filmed it live in a music shop.
We're going to talk about the story of the Glancers right now. So,
Let's talk about this.
so
Number one fan.
part of the way the Glancers work is that Brian and I lived in two different cities in Korea, and
Matt lived in Seoul. I lived in Daegu.
yeah, and we made this deal where every time we hung out, usually like a weekend visit, we had to write a song about something that occurred that weekend, and we had to record it on the spot. So all of our songs are inside jokes that really only the two of us are a part of. That's probably why you're not connecting with them. But this is the first song we ever wrote, and basically what gave birth to the band. And what happened was a friend of ours was dating this girl, and she called us at about 4 in the morning one night while I was visiting Daegu, and she asked if we had seen Tom, and we said no, he was with you, and we're at Brian's place now. And she was like, we got in a fight and I can't find him. To which we replied, good luck with all that. It's 4 in the morning and we're at Brian's house. The next day we were playing some songs on the guitar, covers, and we got a text from Tom explaining what had happened, which was basically that him and his girlfriend were arguing. They both walked in separate directions, expecting the other one to follow. He passed out on a park bench and his cell phone fell out of his pocket so that he couldn't hear or feel her calls.
He was also wasted.
He was also, well, that wasn't obvious. But instead of answering his text, we improvised a song on the spot, recorded a video of it, and sent him back the video. So basically, from Tom's perspective, he sends a text explaining what's going to happen. 15 minutes later, he gets a song detailing the events that he had just told us in video form. So this song was just, we put the camera on, I started playing a riff, Brian made up the lyrics.
Amazing.
This song's called You're So Pretty, I'm So Shitty. I guess kind of more to this story, this song really helped him get back in his girlfriend's good books. And they got married a week ago?
Technically like a month ago.
Okay, but like basically a week ago.
Their third marriage was a week ago.
Yeah, so we're pretty much responsible for them still being married.
Yeah, and their children.
I'm going to actually play this with a pick because I don't think it's going to be loud enough. So do some experimenting here. Okay, so you're so pretty, I'm so shitty.
It started with a big plate of meat. We had some friends we were going to meet, and I drank some soju and I called you some bad names. Well, I know, girl, it's tough when I make the life we're living so shitty. But you're so pretty. We met some more friends in a bar. I said, hey, drive me home, you got a car. But I was pretty drunk by then, and there was no chance I was getting it up. But hey, girl, I know it's hard when I make this all so shitty. But you're so pretty. I made you angry walking home. You left me on a park bench. We didn't bone. You called my friends and asked where I was, but I was too drunk to pick up 'cause I had drunk a little too much, ate a little too much meat, and soju. Now, the morning after, am I gonna call you? Am I gonna run after you, girl?
I don't know!
Oh, hey, little girl, I know it's hard when I make this all so fucking shitty, but you just go on keeping pretty girl. So like we said, they went on to get married. They're now pregnant with triplets.
Probably.
Only in America.
Right. When they go back to Korea, that's done.
Little grandchildren.
So we went to their wedding last week, and it was a really serendipitous occasion because it got together all these people we had known. We were overseas, and some people didn't know each other because some had stayed longer than others, and it was just this great feeling that we had. And so I wrote this wedding march to commemorate that. What's the name of the song, Matt?
I guess that'll always be the case.
And what's the name of our album?
I guess that'll always be the case.
And which one did we have first?
So yeah, we came up with the idea for an album title based on an inside joke that we've forgotten, and we decided to call the album I Guess That'll Always Be the Case. And we stuck with it long after we forgot the reason for calling it that. And then Brian turns around and writes this amazing kind of tearjerker song that's unlike any of our other songs.
It's very sincere.
And before we play, this is also our last song. I want to say a huge thanks to Phil for
Thank you, Phil.
crazy.
Roll that house!
And this song's about kind of in the larger picture, having these friends all over the place and always kind of packing up and leaving. And I remember visiting Ottawa while I was still living in Korea and going to a show at Phil's house where John Creedon played. Where's John Creedon? I pointed to a guy wearing the same shirt as him. John Creedon played at this show, as did Corey Levesque, or Levesque. I can never remember if the S is silent. And that show, I had a great time, and I think that played an instrumental part in deciding to leave Korea and to come back to Ottawa. So it's kind of cool that this all comes together at a show in Phil's house with those two people playing. So that's enough banter. I think we banter more than we play.
Yeah, less banter than play.
But what's the first chord of this song? D.
E, G, E, F.
7.
Okay.
F. Z.
I met my friends, and they met me. There ain't no other place that I'd rather be. We traveled far, we traveled wide, to be together and witness groom and bride. Old met old, and new, for the first time we were all one crew. But our lives called, we had to part. That's the way it's been from the very start. I guess that will always be the case. I guess that will always be the case. We ride a rock in outer space. I guess that will always be the case.
Good time to fix that.
The love of two could pull us through till the next time we all meet anew. Some are together and some apart, but the lot of them I hold in my heart. I guess that will always be the case. I guess that will always be the case. We'll be close, no matter our place. I guess that will always be the case. I guess that will always be the case. I guess that will always be the case. We are glancers of life's grace. I guess that will always be the case. Woo! Thank you, everyone. I hope that amused.
Phil, who's up next?